What a downright embarrassing, tough to watch, even worse, I'm sure, to play through week for the Miami Heat. They've now dropped 4 of the last 5. They lose 3 straight. And on a Saturday night, the Sacramento Kings got the best of Miami, 127-111. Zach LaVine, 42 points. Yeah, that dude, Zach LaVine, 42 points, 8 3-pointers made. And the Heat offense, once again, a little more anemic than you would like to see it. Good people, Heat Nation, is Theo Dorsey. This is All You Can Heat, presented by Robinhood. And as always, with Robinhood, you expect more from yourself, expect more from your money as well. Find out more on how you can invest, how you can buy, sell, trade. Robinhood.com/your money. That's the place to go. Download the app. It's easy, and it's also something that you should probably be investing in ASAP because it means a lot to your future. The Miami Heat future, uncertain, uncertain to say the least. This offense that was exciting, that was high pace, it is kind of falling a bit off the cliff. Teams have found counters to this, and you expected this to happen at some point this regular season. I didn't expect it to look as bad as it has this week. You start the week off on a Monday, knocking down the Los Angeles Clippers 140-123. You feel like you're back to yourself. That was the 5th time, I believe, this season the Heat have dropped 140 on a team. But the last 3, it, it's been bad. It's simply put, it's been bad. You lose to the Mavericks 108-118. That game, Cooper Flagg was big down the stretch there at the end. Wiggins has been a little bit off offensively, a little bit more passive than usual, and it just hasn't felt like it's clicked in the ways that you would expect it to. A couple days later, you have the Magic, and that's a game that the Heat had multiple opportunities to win. Bam Adebayo a couple of times let Wendell Carter get the best of them on the offensive boards again, similar to the season opener. You can't, at the end of a game like that, throw the ball to your best player and not know what you're getting into, not know what set you're supposed to be getting into. And I know it was a miscommunication between Bam and Norman Powell there as he caught the ball at the top of the key. And after not realizing it wasn't supposed to be a dribble handoff, Norm flashes towards him. Bam, in an attempt to at least get a shot off, heaves up a prayer from 3, and it was nowhere near making it. And you lose that 1-1 against the Magic, now 0-2 against the other team from Florida. And then you have what happened on Saturday, 127-111 to the Kings. I mean, let's just take a look at the box score for the Miami Heat. This is a head scratcher. Now, I will say no Davion Mitchell, so that's kind of how you come to a place where Zach LaVine, has a career night. And I don't want to diminish LaVine's career. He's had nights like this before, but it's 2025, people. You have to be able to find a way to stop him from getting off any shot he wants, getting to the rim at will. But no Davion Mitchell will do that. We'll get to that in a little bit. But look at Khalil Ware. 30 minutes, 5 points, only got 4 shots up, was 2 for 4, 6 boards. I mean, it was just a bit of a no-show from Ware. Bam Adebayo held to under double digits, 9.7 boards. Your front court there between Bam and Khalil Ware, combining for 14 points, combining for 13 rebounds. I mean, this looks like a team, bad legs, second night of a back-to-back. Wiggins actually was solid with 13 points. Norman Powell gave you 18 after sitting out a game with injury. 1 for 5 from deep, though. I mean, look at you're not going to win a basketball game like this. 9 for 31 from three-point land for the Miami Heat. It just was not. It wasn't in the cards. And it's here's the thing about this week. The Heat, you're going to have these kind of games, especially second night of a back-to-back, unless you're the Oklahoma City Thunder and they have all those young legs and all those guys that could be starters on teams elsewhere. You're going to have these kind of games. You can't have these 3 games in a row, right? You can't lose one to the Mavericks, who have been they've been a free win on most team schedules. You can't lose that one to the Mavs, then go on to lose a game to the Magic, which you had a chance to win it at the end. You also had plenty of chances as you came back in the fourth quarter to actually shift the weight in your favor, and you're not able to do so. And then this Kings game, I mean, I'm watching this thing on my phone. I'm at a holiday party. My guy Edwin, he's using DirecTV to watch it. I got the FanDuel Sports Network app, and we're both streaming it as we're also trying to, sift between taking pictures and chowing down on Swedish meatballs and whatnot. Like, it was a good night. It was a good night. But with every LaVine triple, whether that be a step back, whether that be him getting found in the corner, whether that be him giving an up fake and then taking off to the rim with absolutely no defensive pressure on him, like, I started to want to turn my phone off and just enjoy the party. Um, but let's talk about the sore spot of it all. Davion Mitchell. This is what I want to say based off of this Kings game, and I'm gonna get to Norman Powell. I got some audio thanks to my guy Zach Weinberger on Twitter. He's great with the Heat, clutch points, covers the Miami Heat at most of the games. Got some good post game from him to get to, but I don't know if I'm trying to find the right way to put this for the Miami Heat. There's a lot of trade noise out there, and I'm gonna have a whole episode talking about the elephant in the room, who has made himself available apparently, and who's not playing games right now in the Eastern Conference, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm gonna have a whole episode on trade conversations around that, and something I find very interesting that's happening. And Udonis Haslem is doing something very interesting right now on purpose. I can tell it's intentional. We're gonna get to all of that on another episode of All You Can Heat. That really alludes to me that the Heat might not actually, they might actually be already angling and putting offers together to figure out how to bring a star in house. But that's another story for another episode. Specifically, Davion Mitchell. I haven't seen him flirted about in many of the reported trade packages or the proposed ones. There's a lot of hero as always. There's some Khalil Ware, which I hate to see, but I get when you're looking at getting somebody like some of those big dogs in house. You see Simone Fontecchio. You see guys like you see. I didn't see a lot of Pelle Larson, but Jovic, as always, is flirting in those packages. So I'll say this: Davion Mitchell can't go. Davion Mitchell must stay. It's not just the assist to turnover ratio. It's not just the rim pressure he's been getting for the Miami Heat all year long. Davion Mitchell is the head of the snake on defense, is an absolute must, especially with what's behind him. I know we're without a Tyler Hero as well, so that kind of stagnated the offense some. But Davion's presence on this team is hard to measure just by box score numbers. His ability to get 2 feet in the paint on offense, and then on defense, his ability to keep guys from getting whatever they want and getting past him as the head of the snake on that side. Like, I cannot. And the issue is, it's not like he's an untradeable basketball player. I don't think you would get the value back for throwing Davion Mitchell into a trade that you would get for just having him be the starting point guard on your team. He's the reason why from the jump of this season I said I don't care to have John Morant. I think Davion is a better player when it comes to winning right now, especially for what the Miami Heat do, than what John Morant would be. He is essential to what this team is doing. He's 27 years old. He's an absolute bulldog. I know he doesn't put up the flashy numbers, but he puts up the numbers that matter, and he also is tenacious on the one side of the court, which the Miami Heat hang their hat on. So just wanted to make sure I get that out there. Not enough people are saying it. To me, he's an untradeable asset, specifically because of the way in which the league values a player like Davion Mitchell. He's perfect for the Heat. He must stay. Norm Powell must stay. We'll get to other things later on. This is what I also want to get to here. This from my guy Zach, who does a great job with clutch points covering the Heat. He got this after post game, talking specifically about the offense. And I talked about how teams are adjusting to the Heat. And of course, when you got Eric Spoelstra and teams adjust, you expect him to have a counter to that somewhere down the line. But just take a listen from Bam Adebayo on what specifically has been working to hinder the Heat offense.
This is the most I've seen team go zone against us. And then obviously when they make a shot, they're trying to press up so we can't run in transition. So those two things, but we have one of the best coaches in the league. We'll find a counter at some point. We'll find a counter and get back to having this fast pace and playing with this type of energy.
The Heat offense has dropped from first in the league down to third. The pace has been tailing off as well this past week. Again, it's been a week from hell. It's been bad. It's it's excusable because you figured there'd be a counterpunch. But now I'm curious as to what the Heat do to try and get back in the favor, and to try and get the ball back going through the net at a more consistent pace. Another thing I'll say is, again, you go 9 for 31 from deep. You expect to shoot better than that. Sometimes that's just bad legs on the back to back. So you can kind of write that off. But here's Norman Powell also talking about some of the struggles and ways in which he feels the Heat can circumvent. And again, big hat tip to my guy Zach for getting this up on Twitter.
Honestly, I think we're passing up a lot of shots, that we weren't really passing up earlier. I don't know if it's a little bit of overthinking or trying to overwork the offense. Sometimes the best shot is the first open one. I think sometimes we get caught up in we don't want to take this one, so now we're redriving a drive instead of if a drive happens, we kick it out and it's another swing pass. I think we're missing those moments right now, and I think we're going to clean that up Monday. Once we watch the film and see how we can get better offensively and take what the defense is giving us and make the plays that are in front of us.
Thank you, Norm.
Big hat tip to Zach Weinberger with Clutch Points. You can find him on Twitter at Zach Weinberger. That's ZACH Weinberger. He's great. He's a great follow if you're in part of Heat Nation, if you want to keep up with the team throughout the season. He goes to most all of the games, specifically the home games. I'm not able to go to all of them, so a lot of times I'm living vicariously through my brother as he holds it down there and gives us the reports from out of the Miami Heat's camp. So you heard what Norm said. You heard what Bam said. There's some kinks in the offense that need to be tuned up. There's some things that need to be fixed, but inevitably you're going to have to do that ASAP. You have a NBA Cup quarterfinal against the Orlando Magic on Tuesday. And this is, as much as you can call it that this early in the season, I mean, it's a must win for the Cup, for the NBA Cup, which I do care about, but it's not the end all be all. But to me, it's a must win because you can't start the season 0-3 against the Orlando Magic. It just can't happen. And it's another road game, and the Heat have been terrible on the road this season, 4-7 away from the Kaseya Center. You cannot allow the Orlando Magic to get the best of you again. It can't happen. It absolutely cannot happen. I understand they might be the better team. I'm looking on the sports books right now. The Heat are 5.5-point dogs in this game on the road. Don't know what the health situation is going to look like. I expect Tyler Hero to be back. That toe doesn't seem like it's a long-term injury. It seems like he should be available. Davion Mitchell, you never know with those soft tissue injuries, but he likely, I would hope, is available. The Heat cannot lose this game, which would be on Prime Video on national TV, to that team. Not again. You've had enough. Like, bam. Anybody down there, anybody down low fighting for possessions and fighting for rebounds, we got to get a body on Wendell Carter. It can't go down like this again. He can't keep creating these second possessions. And the Heat offense has to get back to its ways. The Magic is one of the toughest defenses to go up against. They're long, they're strong. They've got size at most positions. They're athletic as hell. I mean, it always amazes me just how, it's going to just sound random and weird, but like when you watch the Magic, I forget how big Anthony Black is. Like he just is. He's a lot of dude. He's a lot of dude for the position he plays, and it's hard to get shots up over them. So the Heat are going to have to bring their A game to Orlando on Tuesday night if they want to get a win. But to me, it's a must win right now. I'd love to see the Heat actually compete for the NBA Cup. I'd love to see them not hang a banner for winning the NBA Cup, but dang it, like compete for it and win it. Celebrate it in the locker room. Kind of like Spo's 800th win. It'd be nice to see Miami back smiling and having something to celebrate again. So we'll see how that rocks out for the Heat. And again, coming very soon, a special on specifically the bell of the ball. He's available. People are throwing their trade packages out there. I'll talk about what should be on the table and what players in the NBA are the kind of guys where it's like, well, everybody's on the table now if they're available. All of that and more on the next episode of All You Can Heat with Theo Dorsey, presented by Robinhood. Thanks so much for joining me, Heat Nation. This has been fun, not this week of watching the Heat, but just venting to you all about it. Hopefully next week provides much better data points for this Heat season. I'm Theo Dorsey. This has been All You Can Heat, presented by Robinhood.